Welcome to the Two-Ton Nerds. As always, my name is Max James. It's day 5 of the 31 Days of Fright horror movie project, year 2, and today I will be watching Campfire Stories. I've not seen this movie since it came out, and according to the information that I found back in 2001, and I even, through that little research, I found out how many people were in this movie that has become bigger stars, and which I will cover in the cast category of the review. So I'm just going to jump right into watching this, and as always, I'll be right back in a few seconds to tell you what you need to know about this movie. So, I just got done watching Campfire Stories, and I remember why. There was a long time between viewings, and I'm going to tell you what you need to know about this movie. And first up is the story. The story of the movie follows these two guys going out to a party out in the middle of the woods and kind of get into it while they're in the car, and they don't even see this girl kind of standing out in the middle of the road trying to flag him down. And they hit a pothole and tire burst, and then they get out and talk for a little bit, and it's like, hey, realize that she's in the same kind of dire needs as them, and she mentions that she sees a campfire out in the middle of the woods, and they come across a Boy Scout troop leader by the name of Ranger Rick, or whatever. They made that kind of joke in the movie, so I'm just going to call him Ranger Rick. I think it's something else, but which he proceeds to tell him these 3 campfire stories to kind of creep him out, and then that's where the horror anthology kind of comes into play. And the 3 horror stories that he tells isn't very good. They're not funny in the good. It's not funny in the comedic sense. It's funny in the bad kind of way, and that's what makes these 3 stories really great. But they're terrible, plot-wise. And the first one is a bunch of football players kind of tackle this mentally unstable janitor who turns out to be a escapee inmate who has killed a bunch of people, and he takes revenge on the football players. And then the second story is these biker misfits people kind of oh hey, sees this Indian who has this magical pouch, and they proceed to go find him and kill him, and they smoke his weed, and and the weed kind of has backfires on him, and they leads up to the next story. The third and final story is these 2 lovebirds are getting hot and heavy, and she kind of feels like her grandma is kind of watching her, and it's kind of, that one's the worst of the bunch. And they go inside and they kind of have this little mini party kind of thing, and it doesn't turn out, and that has this little twist at the end that doesn't work, and which leads into the best part of the movie is the cast. The cast of this movie is great because it's all pre-fame actors. You got Perez Hilton, you got Charlie Day, and the dude who plays Mac from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If you've seen The Dark Knight, the dude who blackmails Morgan Freeman into hey, I know who Batman is, and you give me some money, and the Joker ends up putting a hit on him in the middle of the movie, and this cast is just filled with people, and also Jamie Lynn Sigler from The Sopranos, and it's funny seeing all these people in this kind of roles. It's 2001, so they're all very young, and they're all trying to fit into this horror movie, and they don't fit, and it's just hilarious. Which leads to my next category, the visuals. The visuals and special effects are just downright terrible. There's a couple scenes of note in the visual department. One is when the Indian is kind of partaking in his peace pipe, and he's channeling the spirits through his campfire, and a wolf kind of appears, and it's just done horribly, and it looks like they just put clip art into the motion clip art into the flames, and it's just too funny. And then you got these little CGI snakes that sci-fi can do better, and Then you got this one scene of note where this guy is peeing out in the middle of the woods, but the thing is, they have like this little low shot of the urine hitting the tree branch, and it looks like a fire hose is going off. I mean, it's just like if you put your thumb on top of a hose, it just looks like it's just a direct stream of water. It's just like it's just super funny. But overall, I do have a classification scale. 1 being run of the mill, 2 is best watched with the group, 3 is more than average horror but adds nothing to the horror genre, 4 moves the horror genre forward, and 5 being a horror classic. And Campfire Stories is a 2, best watch with the group. And this movie is just riddled to be torn apart by you and your best friends, and it's just downright horrible, but in a good way. So that's really all I gotta say about this movie, and I'm probably gonna wait another 10 plus years to watch this movie. So my name is Max James, and I'm gonna go geek out.